Welcome, explorers to the Gen AI Africa podcast, where we decode the future, spotlight African innovations, and amplify your voices that are shaping Africa's digital future. I'm your host, Finada, and of course, I'm not alone. I mean, the host is the host, Tirani, and we are joined by a very special guest who's doing amazing work within the space of the education sector. Is part of the SDG4 Student and Youth Network. They are doing a lot of work in trying to coordinate the work about the inclusion or inclusivity and equality of education, and also creating access for learners to actually access education. And also they do a lot of work in the space of advocacy, and they are driving inclusion and access to equal education. We are joined by Kabi Paudel, and he's also I think he's a member of the UN lab, but I don't want to talk about traditions that I don't know. So he's going to also clarify, because I know that he's also working with is part of is a youth member in one of the labs in Geneva, but he's going to tell us all. And today we are celebrating a special day. Of course, today is the International Day of Education. And this year, this day is celebrated under the theme, the power of youth in co-creating education. So as someone who's leading at UNESCO, he's going to tell us about what he thinks about the theme. So it was just a special day because it's an international day of education. Can you welcome to the Gen AI Africa podcast? How are you?
Yeah, thank you so much. Give me this great opportunity. Hello everyone, Namaste. I am Kabi Paudel from Nepal, and I am member of SDG4 Youth Student Network UNESCO, and also I am co-founder of Community Development Foundation Nepal. So first of all, happy International Day of Education, all of you. And yeah, education is not a privilege; it is a fundamental human right. So this slogan is very powerful, and yeah. So I come from Nepal, and here also education can mean hope for the entire family, and where single classroom can change the future of whole community. I have seen children eager to learn but limited by geography, resource, and opportunity. So I have seen teachers full of passion but lacking support. And I have seen parents who deeply value education but are often excluded from the learning process. So these kind of things and this kind of problem I see in the education sector in Nepal as well. And these realistics set my journey from working the grassroots level in a rural community and representative youth voice for a global platform through the SDG for Youth and Student Network UNESCO. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. Tulani, please greet the explorers.
Thank you.
Hello, the explorers. Nice to be with you as always. Please enjoy the show. We have Kabi here, and he's going to bring some interesting stuff during the show.
Yeah, Kabi, I just want to ask, in South Africa, if we talk about education, you cannot talk about education and not mention Nelson Mandela, because here's a famous quote that everyone knows, it's a popular post or quote where he said that education is the most important weapon which one can use to change the world. Can you tell us what inspired you to actually join the education sector? Because I know you are doing a lot of work, even at the grassroots level, as much as you are a global leader, youth leader, but you are doing a lot, and your work has shown has a lot of impact and is inspiring a lot of young people, especially in the African continent.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, so youth today are not just beneficiaries of education. We are the articles of the futures from grassroots community to global policy table. So young people are driving conversation about the sustainability, digital literacy, and ethical innovations. So I have seen this power in classroom, in community dialogue, and international forum. So our vision must be bold, a world where every learner, teacher, and parent has the tool as a knowledge to grab in digital era. So a world where AI is guided by the compassion and inclusivity, not profit or privilege, because this is the 21st century. So nowadays, youth are very important focal person in our community. So we are doing a lot of things, and we are change our community, especially education sector, because without education, we are not doing anything. So we need more youth, and we need more youth voices to global level, even the grassroots level to global level. So as a look forward to reminder, youth as a mechanism, humans. So it's about youth use technology. Like they're doing a lot of things. Even though they create a new innovation, they create a new teaching idea, they create new mentorship ideas to empower children, empower education sector. So this is a very important thing, and youth are very important things nowadays. So
Absolutely, absolutely. And like you spoke about international platforms. I know at the international level, you guys are dealing with policy advocacy and policy directives. So how do we make sure that we move from the policy statement to actionable plans in terms of equal education or advancing equal education, especially now in the era of AI?
can you hear me? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yes, can you hear me, Kabi?
Yes. So, in the international level, policy making and equal education era in AI. So, international policy making is no longer reserved only for the government. So, youth, educator, and grassroots leaders are actively shape global agenda through three key pathways. So, I just say you three pathways: global youth and multi-level platform, and second, evidence from the grounded level, and third, co-create, not a tokenism. So first, global youth multi-areal platform. So organization like a UNESCO, UN Geneva, United Youth Office, SDG4 Student Network, and a different kind of network. And similarly, bodies actively include youth in consultant, policy dialogue, and advisory board roles. This platform allow young leaders to bring local reality, like those from Nepal into global decision making, from Africa into global decision making, even though America and another country. And second, evidence from the ground level. So policy is a strong when it reflect lively reality and grassroots work. So teacher training, community engagement, digital access programs, even though like literacy programs become a powerful policy input when translate into data, story, and solution. International Institute increasingly value practice-based evidence, not just a theory. So this is also very important thing. And another co-creation and no tokenism. So true participation means youth are involved from decision to implementation, not just invite to speak. Youth must recognize as a partners in the shaping AI, digital education framework, and ethical standards. So equal education in the era, and what must be changed. So this is a first technology, and equity first and technology second. So these kind of things in youth as a co-designer. Young people are a digital native and social innovator. Policy must formally include youth in AI, governments, curriculum design, and digital education strategies. So, thank you so much.
Wow, absolutely. I fully agree with you because most of our leaders, they just like look at youth inclusion as a tokenism. So they are not intentional about youth inclusion, and they don't even actually put or assign duties for us to actually participate in advancing the SDG4, which is the education, and also making sure that there's equitable access to digital education. So I'm really inspired by what you are saying, that we really need to voice out and also amplify youth voices that are actually are speaking about the exclusion of young people, because you can't say you are building a future without involving young people. Like, it's impossible. And also, like, I know that you are part of the UNESCO network, so the student and youth network. So can you please tell us, how do you amplify youth voices that are shaping the future of learning, especially those youth voices that are that are coming from the grassroots, local areas or local communities?
Yeah, thank you so much. So, UNESCO SDG4 Youth Institute Network amplifies youth voices. So the UNESCO SDG4 Youth Institute Network is not just a platform to participation; it's a mechanism for influence, and it ensures that youth voice move consultant to the co-creation in a global education policy. So one from live to experience to global policy. So youth members bring real experience from the classroom and community in the rural area to especially from marginalized and underprivileged people and like grassroots region. So into global discussion, this live relied in from UNESCO work in inclusive, equitable, and quality education. And second, structure representative, not tokenism. So the network provides formal representation of the youth in high-level dialogue, regional consultants, and global forums. Youth are engaged partners, not observers, contribute to directly to SDGs for policy conversation. And another one, youth lead advocacy and campaign. Through the youth design campaign, policy statement, and collective action, the network amplify youth priority on inclusive education, teacher support, safe and healthy learning environment, education for sustainable development, EST education, digital learning, and AI in education. So this initiative ensure youth perspective reach decision maker in meaningful ways. And another one, bridging grassroots to global level. So the network acts as a bridge connecting local action with global impact. Youth member channel in insight from the school communities and a national contest into UNESCO international education agendas. And another one, co-designing the future of education. So Youth in SDG4 Youth in Student Network actively contribute to shaping policy recommendation, global education framework, youth inclusive governments models. So these ensure education system are future ready, inclusive, and youth empowerment. So these kind of activities work SDG4 Youth in Student Network doing all around the world, and they give very like good opportunity to explore youth who belong grassroots level, who belong marginalized community, who belong like as a grassroots level.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you just join us now, remember you're still listening to the Gen AI Africa podcast, where the future speaks African. Whether you're a student, you're a teacher, you're an innovator, you're a developer, this episode is definitely for you. As today we are celebrating the International Day of Education under the theme, the power of youth in co-creating education. And of course, we are still with Kabi, who's actually giving us like the global perspective and giving us some information on how to make sure that you work from the grassroots, but your impact is actually global. Kabi, I want us to also look at the report, because I saw a report from the UN Secretary General Office speaking about 272 million learners that lack access, or students that lack access to education due to conflict, displacement, and disasters. So, like we know, in Africa, we have a long war in South Sudan, and children there are actually not able to attend schools because of the ongoing or the current war that is or current conflict that is taking place. So, what is your opinion on these statistics, that there are 272 million students that lack access to education because of conflict, displacement, and disaster? I'm raising this because most of our audience are coming from the African continent, and in Africa, we have so much wars. If you look at the Eastern DRC, if you look at Madagascar, there was an arrest. If you look at South Sudan, there's a war there. So, what's your opinion on this? On this these statistics?
Yeah. So so this recently they give report. So million of children is still out of school or not learning, like going to school. So these are some progress. Over the 100 million African children and adolescents remain out of school and learning out of the poor, for example, a large of share of children cannot read with comprehensive by the age of 10, and quality education are not improved significantly in the many region. So these this is a core problem in Africa. So maybe we need education financial gaps. So we need education finance, and another one, high out of school population are poor, learning out of prestige and teacher storage significant, like learning environment, equality in access. Education system. So we need at least change. Maybe we can doing writing a lot policy in SDG4. So this report highlighting the achievement inclusive, equitable, and quality education in Africa require sustainable students investment, teacher workforce development, and target policies for the quality, equality, and quality. Also stronger global cooperation. We need global cooperation, especially in the education system, recover from the impact likely COVID-19 conflict and economic pressures. So this is also very important things. And another one, we need over the 270 million children and youth are still out of school, with the sub-Saharan African bearing the so we need. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
So at least we need more funding to improve quality education this area, and also more need to cooperation with the international NGOs, international government. We need put equity at the center of policy. Rural and marginalized community, girls, children with a disability, refugees, and the complete affected learners. So we need invest in the teacher first. Like support teacher training with a digital skill and AI assistant tools. Improve working condition and dignity the professional. So these kind of things we need to change and bring communicate with the parents in the this area, engage parents and parent learning, link school with the communities and local leadership, build trust between the families and education system. And also one of the most important things, youth as a co-creator, not just a beneficiary. So we need to young people must part of the policy decision, education reform planning, and AI governments and digital education strategies. So we need those kind of things.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think as this Gen AI Africa podcast, we're just trying to make sure that young people are also getting some understanding in terms of AI governance and how is AI actually transforming the education sector. But I want to hear from you. How do you see the future of education as like digital technologies are emerging and also AI is reshaping how we actually do things, is actually reshaping how we used to learn?
Yeah, so the future of education in the AI. So this is not about the machine replacing classroom. It's about reminding learning to be more human, more inclusive, and more equitable. So, um, so first of all, AI as a not replacement. This is one of the supportive one make a machine. So AI should support teachers, not to replace them. So by reducing administrative boundaries, personalizing learning, and helping educator reach every learner. So teacher will remain the heart of education and personalized and inclusive learning. So AI can help tailor learning to individual need, supporting students with different ability, language, and learning style. For a marginalized learner, this can mean access to quality education for the first time. And also another equity must lead innovation. So AI give innovation. The future of AI education must start with access, connectivity, device, local language, connected the safe digital space. Without equity, AI risks widening extent gap. And even though youth as a co-creator of the future, so young people, learn AI in the future, they obviously, change education system must include youth in the designing AI tools, digital curricula, and education policies. So, and also another one, from local classroom to global impact. So the future of education must connected grassroots, related with global policy solutions that work in a rural school, refuge setting, and marginalized communities should guide international framework with AI activities. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Kazi. Like, I can listen to you like the entire day. This is because of how informative you are. Like, this session, like this episode is one of the very, 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 like, it's one of the very insightful episode. And I hope our explorers and also educators who joined us or the students who joined us today for this session actually enjoy it. Thank you so much. We are wrapping up this episode. Thank you so much for your insights and thank you so much for the information. You are inspiring a lot of us. I follow your work because of how passionate you are and also the good work that you're actually doing for impact. So that's actually like a very inspiring thing to do.
Yeah.
And you are inspiring the teacher, of course. Yeah. I'm happy that you mentioned that teachers, the AI for teachers, AI is not here to replace them, but it is to support and also to enhance their capabilities and also assist in making sure that we achieve our sustainable development goal, which is SDG number 4. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, yes, yes. Just one message I give you and like all of you. Like the future of education in the AI era will not be defined by how advanced our technology is, but by how just inclusive and human our education system becomes. So this is a one powerful closing remarks for my side. Thank you so much for this great opportunity.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much. Wow. I'm so excited. Shulani.